Well, good morning and welcome back to Page Farmstead. Today we're going to be working on a little project up here at the house. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll show you up close. There's a little spot there on the ceiling of our carport that looks like it's getting some water damage. So it's still relatively early in the morning, but it's already about 83 degrees and 80% humidity. So it's going to be a sweaty one. So come along with me and let's check it out. Thanks for watching. There's really two reasons why we're going to remove this ceiling. The first one is a problem of the actual ceiling just failing. I assume that this ceiling is original to the house, and it's sheetrock with a popcorn texture. And in several places since we've been here, it has just begun to fall. I've reattached it a couple times in some places, but the failures are just continuing. So I'll show you this one just above me. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. You can tell that the sheetrock is actually just separating from the rafters. There's no water damage or even real moisture in this area. I've been up into the attic a couple times to just make sure that nothing is happening from above, but there's really nothing to see up there. It seems that the sheetrock itself is just falling. So yeah, you can see it's just hanging down from above and detaching from the rafter. I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but it looks like these pieces of sheetrock are about 1 foot or maybe 18 inches by about 4 feet long. And the whole ceiling is made up of these little pieces. It's failing like this in several different places. This is the worst one right now. Over on the opposite side here, you can see another spot where we had the very similar type of failure. And in this case, I actually tried to put it back, but it is re-failing again. There's evidence over here of some previous repairs as well, so I assume that this has been ongoing for quite a while. So that ceiling failure is the first reason why we're doing this, and that's been kind of evident and ongoing since we've been here, and it's something I've sort of put off, but I've had an idea that we would need to redo the ceiling in here at some point. The second reason, and the reason why I'm going ahead with this project right now, is that in the last few weeks we've gotten a lot of rain, and one day this week we got 5 inches of rain in a day. And something that's shown up just in the last 2 weeks is a bit of water damage in this corner. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to find there, but I assume that there's going to be a roof leak. So I want to go ahead and just pull that down, expose what's above so that I can get a roofer out here to look at that or do whatever I need to do to repair the leak. You can see up here in the corner what definitely looks to me like water damage. Okay, well, I've moved the cars out already. And so my next step is to get all the other stuff out of the carport and out of the way so that I can get to everything. I've rented a dumpster to take all the ceiling down and throw it away. It is going to be a sweaty day. I'm sure you can already tell. I'm sweating through my shirt just from moving the chickens and walking around a little bit. So it's going to be a scorcher. Thanks for watching. Okay, well that's everything pulled out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on pulling the ceiling down. I'm gonna start with this light right here. I'm gonna get it taken down and made safe so that we can go on without worry with the rest of the ceiling removal. I am going to suit up. Despite how hot and humid it is out here, I'm gonna get in full safety gear. I do not know what's up here in terms of dust or mildew or mold or what have you. So I am just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna put on a bunny suit and a respirator and the whole 9 yards. So it's gonna be sweaty and I'm gonna be miserable, but at least I will be safe. I am of course gonna go back and put a new ceiling in here, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do yet. It's probably gonna be a wood product, whether it's a sheet good or shiplap or beadboard or something like that. But I wanna get this ceiling out of here just to make sure that I know exactly what I've got in terms of the rafter layout, the condition of what's up there, and make sure that whatever product I go back with is going to have a good installation detail where the ceiling meets the wall. So I just want to get everything out one step at a time, sort of, and make sure that what I go back with is going to work well. Last thing, just a reminder that I always give, I'm not a professional. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is not a tutorial. I'm just taking you along to show you what I'm up to. So don't do what I'm doing. All right, well, the installation on this was just a little sketchy, I would say. So I'm glad we're redoing it. Okay, well, because of my concern about what's going on with this water damage, I want to go ahead and take this part out first so that I can assess what's going on and decide whether or not I need to call a roofer or explore a roof leak or just figure out what's happening. So I'm going to start with the demolition here in this corner. But first, I need to get my protective gear on. All right, let's get started. Okay, well, I've gotten the ceiling out where it had the water damage on it and exposed the underside of the roof. And it definitely does look like there's a roof leak. You can see on the underlayment, the boards on the underside of the roof, you can see where some water is coming through from the roof. And it kind of looks like it's getting wet around the nail holes. So I think the strong rain and a little bit of wind that we've had over these last few weeks has maybe exposed the roof or caused a leak. And we are getting some water coming through. So, all right, well, I've got a call into the roofer, and while I wait to hear back from him, I'm just gonna keep going, tearing this ceiling out. All right, well, I just took a little 10-minute break to cool down and hydrate a little bit, but this is going really well. It is coming down really nicely in big pieces. There are a lot of screws that are left up in the rafters, so I'm gonna have to go back and pull out about 1 million screws and nails once I get all the drywall down. The only place that's a little bit troublesome is right at the edge where it goes under the rafter but on top of the wall. So I'm having to kind of like break it in half, pushing upwards, and then pull it out from between the rafter and the wall. But it's going fine. It'll be fine. So let's get back to it. I'm making pretty good progress here. I thought I was really going to be worried about the moisture problems over here in this corner, but let me tell you, the moisture problems inside this suit are way more serious. We have got the entire water cycle going on. I mean, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, it is all going down inside of this suit right now. My kneecaps are sweating. I am talking about, it is a slip and slide inside of here, y'all. This is absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna keep moving and try to get out of this bunny suit as soon as possible.
Okay, well, this is coming along pretty well. I'm pleased with the progress. The edges and especially the corners are proving to be real fiddly, trying to get the ceiling out from under the molding or under the joist but above the molding. It's really kind of wedged in there. It's hard to get to, so I'm trying to, in a lot of cases, I'm having to break it into pretty small pieces to get it out, but just going to take a little time, be a little bit tedious, but I'll get it. In other news, this is making a pretty horrific mess on the floor. So I'm going to have some serious cleanup to do, but I think I can get out of the bunny suit to do that part, so I'll do it at the end.
Okay, well, the ceiling tear out went really well. I didn't film all the tedium of getting around the edges. I did not want to bore you guys with that. Um, Also, the heat of the day today was just brutal, and I was working for 45 minutes or so at a time, then taking like a 10-minute break to hydrate. It was just absolutely brutal. I'll post in text right here how many pounds I lost today. And I will tell you that in my hydration breaks, I drank a little over 2 gallons of water. So, um, yeah, I mean, it was just brutally hot inside of that suit. So now that it's dark and it's cooled down quite a bit, like this cleanup has been much, much nicer. So there's still plenty of work to do. There are nails and screws literally everywhere in these rafters that I'll need to come pull out. And I do have one piece of metal lath over here that I got to get cut out of here. But yeah, otherwise that'll do it. I'm going to do one more sweep of this area and just get it cleaned up a little bit better, because I do need to put all of the stuff back in here. They're calling for a shower tonight, and I don't want that stuff to get rained on. So I'm going to do one more good sweep here. Try and get all the dust and debris out the best I can, put the other stuff back in, and then I'm going to call it a night. More to come on this project. I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for joining me here on Page Farmstead.